Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more Frostpunk The Last Autumn. Well, things are going particularly well as of this very moment. Mind you, I'm sure there's going to be some trouble around the corner. Apparently at this stage we are about 5 days ahead of schedule at the end of our work shift for today, which I am very, very pleased with. We're working on the thermal hull, and that is the last of the main generator that is required, and then after that, all that we have left are a couple of optional upgrades. And as it currently stands, we are doing very well in that regard. So for these extra costs, that would be an extra 45 steam exchanges, of which we have 70, so we have plenty left over, as well as the 25 steel composites, and we are sitting at 30, or at least we will once our building queues are done and dusted. So I think we're going to be in a very, very happy situation. So yes, I am very pleased with the amount of progress we've made so far. That being said, though, only 5 extra steel composites. I feel like we might be able to go through a couple more. So what I'm thinking of doing is let's go ahead and queue up another 5 and see that we just have a couple more than necessary in case there's a few events and we can use them for something else. The small amount that it'll cost us now is fairly minimal in the long run, and I would rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Also, too, we have gone ahead and we have well, with the thermal hull being worked on, we've closed up the toxic gases. We no longer need to worry about things. We are going to keep a ventilation plant, even though it's turned off, just in case we may use one for an event. But for now, that's just going to stay as is, which I'm very happy with. So let's go ahead and move along. Now, oh, that's right. We did go ahead and we're converting our dock to bring in some timber. And I think that also leaves us room for, yes, one more advanced reloading station. So let's go ahead and queue that up for tonight's job. Make sure that we get as much as possible. We're almost out of all of the timber on this little section here. In fact, yeah, we've finished up all bar these 76 bits of lumber. So for us to continue our technology, we do need to have a little bit in surplus. So let's go ahead and let that go by. We do have some foragers returning. They checked out site 120 and yeah, it wasn't going very well over there. But we were able to salvage some more structural profiles, as well as a little bit of extra timber and steel, both of which are always appreciated. So I think we're going to end up with an extra 15 workers. And given the fact that, yeah, they should be here in 10 hours, yeah, they should be home right in time for them to be able to do some extra work for us. That is good. In fact, at this stage, I'm almost wondering whether we're going to have more workers than we need. Yeah, I don't see any way of sending workers back home, but I guess we have a decent number. At the end of the day, we still have another 19 people who can take one of these profiles jobs. Oh, sorry, the steel composites. We have the pub, we have the people's militia. All in all, I think we have options for a few more jobs. It's just not a necessity. We also still have 6 prosthetics. That is good. We have no one who is an amputee, and it looks like everybody is healthy. So, given that, do we leave you here for now, those extra 5 engineers? I suppose we do. There's, yeah, if anyone gets sick, we probably want them to get back to work as fast as possible. Again, we've only got a couple of days before the ocean freezes over, so we do need to make do with what we've got. We also have a couple of temperature drops coming our way as well, which will be not as enjoyable, but we are already fairly well prepared for the cold. We have some braziers to keep some of the workplaces warm. We have some better insulation for our infirmaries as well as our medical posts, and I think we'll be working on some more. So yeah, we're going for the advanced burners, so that should also help us out quite a fair bit. Alright, well, here we go. The foragers have returned. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and I think we can disband their unit. I don't see any reason for them to need to stay there. Now, I was thinking we could... Oh, actually, never mind. I was about to say we could dismantle the foragers' quarters, but it turns out we gain nothing from that, so we'll leave that there just in case we need that in the future for another scouting mission. But for now, let's go ahead and reassign them as workers. I guess the main thing that we need to focus on is working on this thermal hull. That is going to be really nice. Yep, both of these are full manpower. That is fantastic. It's currently, yeah, as safe as it needs to be with no extra problems. We'll keep an eye just in case anything changes, but I think we'll be safe. Although, yes, it is livable right now, but when the work shift comes, we should go ahead and be a-okay. So let's go ahead and do that, and that still leaves us with a couple of extra workers. I suppose we will send them... Where do we wish to send them? I guess we could just work on a couple more of these steel composites. Either that or trying to catch up on some of those steam exchanges. Yeah, you know what? Let's go for the steam exchanges. There's a greater number of them that need to be finished, so we'll work on those. Make sure that we don't have any downtime between all the things we can do. Alright, motivation is still nice and high, so we have a 30% efficiency buff. Can we do any services? No. Can we do any motivational speeches in approximately 1 minute? Yes, we can. Alright, let's go ahead and fire that off. And wow, yeah, there we go. That's really nice. Being able to get our motivation nice and high, that is going to be quite nice. I feel like as more and more cold comes on in, we're going to start losing our motivation at a higher rate. So yeah, if we can maintain this workload, that's going to be fantastic. Alright, transport has arrived. Excellent. We now have an extra steam core. And what can we spend that on? I'm pretty sure we have... Yeah, all of our reloading stations are upgraded. There's no room for any more. That's fantastic. I suppose we could make a secondary infirmary just in case there's a horrendous accident. No, let's check a technology tree and see if we can see anything there. Insulation's not normally an issue. Heaters are fairly straightforward. They just burn coal. We don't need to install anything. Yeah, same with these radiator extensions. That'll just be for increasing what's already built. Charcoal kilns, they don't require any steam cores. Food and health-wise, there's only the additional forages, which we don't need. And then there is the generator for the safety improvements of the profiles manufacturing. Let's just double check. The profiles, how are we doing? Yeah, we only have a, yeah, we have more than enough to keep up and running. Not that we have any work there right now. Cool. So realistically, we probably could go ahead and purchase another infirmary. And I think that that's what we'll probably do. I'm guessing we'll knock down this medical post and we'll replace it with one. But as it stands, we don't need to. So I think we'll wait till the end of shift. Having an extra steam core on hand is probably not a bad idea. In fact, just to be doubly sure, let's send it out for one more. Yeah, that way we can still get an infirmary and have one in reserve just in case. And we'll pick up an extra prosthetic again, just for if anything goes horrendously wrong. But we've made pretty good use of the telegraph station, so I'm not really too concerned. We have more than we need. Realistically, we could always... Well, depending if we gain enough food, we could always switch one of these back, and then we would need a couple of steam cores, so that is a possibility. But again, knowing that the ocean is going to freeze over, it's not quite the same as it used to be. Alright, so let's have a quick check of things. You, my friends, will be done in approximately 4 hours. That'll give us an extra 10 workers. And then... Well, at that point, we're kind of out of options. Yeah, I guess we'll send them to work in the machine shop and produce those exchanges as fast as possible. Let's see, the thermal hull, nice and toasty, that is excellent. Nice and safe, about 1 day and a half of work. Or well, I think that's about 3 days worth of work. Okay, we'll still be finished well and truly ahead of time. That sounds really good. Okay, let's see what's going on here. the beginning of the end, alarming rumours. Sir, it seems that the word of the last news from London have spread across the camp. People whisper all sorts of wild tales, but the most widespread rumour is that everyone will be left here to die. Are you going to do something about it? Okay, so if we explain the situation, discontent will rise greatly and motivation will fall, or we can let the people talk. Discontent will rise greatly. Honestly, that's not a huge problem for us. I don't want to take the motivational drop, but them being left in the dark could be worse in the long run. So I think we're actually going to go ahead and explain the situation as much as we normally try and preserve our motivation. I think this is going to lead to less problems in the long run. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so yeah, motivation did take a hit, but it shouldn't drop below that threshold. Discontent, again, a bit of an issue, but we have the pub, we have the bare knuckle bouts, everyone's going to be perfectly fine. And if we check in on those who are sick, yeah, they're only going to be out for an hour or a couple, so yeah, we're not really too bothered if people get injured in a bout overnight. They should be feeling pretty good by the time work comes back around in the morning. Alright, well, there is the advanced burners researched, so that's going to save us even more coal. Hip hip hooray for that. So what do we want to do? Realistically, we could go for the charcoal kiln. That wouldn't be bad. Give us a way of producing more coal, and that would potentially mean we don't need to switch away from the timber either from the docks. Healthcare insulation, all of these other things. You know what, with the extra workers coming by, it might be good to have an alternate source of work to be done. Yeah, let's go ahead and research the charcoal kiln. That'll take 9 hours, or in our case, it should only be about 5 hours, given the fact that we have so many workshops. Yeah, having all of this tech is quite nice, and that extra research speed is just fantastic. Yeah, if you look at that, 185% research rate, that is remarkably nice. So that should give us... Actually, if we have a check, yeah, we should have these charcoal buildings before the end of day. That would be very nice. Alright, let's see what's going on. Survivors from the south. The thankless people. Okay, so workers who so selflessly dedicated to the rescue talked our people into going on strike. They now demand safe working conditions, shorter working hours, healthier food, and better accommodation and good salary. There's absolutely no way we could satisfy those demands. What shall we do? Use lethal force to pacify them? No. You know what? They can go on strike. Let them strike. Those idiots can do what they wish. Whereabouts is this? This is at the thermal hull. Okay, so we can start negotiating with them. We should double check. Everybody else is satisfied. Okay, so no point in trying to negate any strike risk at the union building. Let's go ahead and... Collective bargaining? No, let's just go ahead and negotiate. That'll take a couple of hours. So the workers are angry and refuse to work. They all shout about exploitation, terrible working conditions, and deadly dangers they face. Blah, 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 blah. We've heard it before, and you seemed fine after that. Okay, so let's see what we have. The day off. Demands might escalate. Yeah. Try to appease them. Lose some food rations. Discontent will rise greatly. Demands might escalate. Appease them with double rations and give them a whole stack of food. Workplace strike risk will fall. Or think about it. Well, you know what? We have more food than we actively need. Let's just go ahead and appease them with double rations. Yeah. Get back to work. I would rather not have to deal with that. Again, discontent can rise. That's not a major danger for us at this current moment. If we can send some more workers to the public house, that'll certainly help us out. In fact, there we go. We've finished with that steam sawmill. Let's take those workers. We'll make sure that they're working on keeping that nice, keeping discontent nice and low. the extra 2 we will send to the machine shop. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess there's nothing we can do about some of those strikes. We seem to have taken a really good path, and so they're not really wanting to fight us on much. So, yeah, it could be a whole stack worse than it is, and we're in a position where we can happily accommodate things. In fact, I almost wonder whether it's worth making a second cookhouse. And in fact, I think we're going to... I'm beginning to wonder whether we're going to be able to outpace our food generation at this stage. So let's send this out towards... Yeah, let's put the cookhouse down by the docks. Nothing is more... nothing's more motivating than when you know that there's good food nearby for when you finish work. I think that's not a bad plan. It's also by an agitator as well, so we should get some nice bonuses there. And it's also within the council square, so that does give us some extra bonuses. In fact, we may even be able to create a couple more and gain more benefits from them. So they do go ahead and, let's see, they give an outlet for the workers, pleas and ideas, lowering strike risk, and it also, I'm fairly sure, it doesn't say it there, but let's see, it will also propose changes. Oh yeah, passive effects. Slightly increases motivation every day, and that's what we want. If we can fight that off, that would be good. So we'll build this down here. We'll build that there tonight where that sawmill was. Any other jobs we could put this near? I think the people are fairly well satiated. We could move around some of those workplaces and pop that there. I guess we could technically put that there as well, but for now, I guess that's just going to have to stay as is. You know what? Let's go ahead and reduce the workers here for a second. It seems like they're not able to keep up with the, yeah, they're passing out more than they're actually consuming. Let's go ahead and see, let's see, 98 per hour. Yeah, 98.7. Yeah, they don't have any more timber there, so I guess we'll reduce that by a bit. Let's send the extras. You know what? They can just do some miscellaneous things like building that cookhouse and then maybe staffing that. That seems fair enough if you ask me. We'll see what happens when the ship lands. Oh, there we go. So that gives them 32 per hour. Okay, so that's 96. That's 98. Yeah, I think decreasing our workers' load there is going to be the more efficient path. Maybe we could kick it up a notch, but I severely doubt it, so it just is going to be what it is. Alright, well, I think that's all we can do for now. So, yeah, let's speed up some time. We have another food delivery coming in 10 hours. That is nice. Yeah, I think what we should do is, whereabouts could we move those workplaces? At the moment, we have an agitator hanging around over here. We could maybe chuck in another one of those workshops. We could also put maybe a workshop out by the docks. Yeah, there's a couple of places where we could put things. Alright, but either way, that is the charcoal kiln researched. Let's go ahead and improve their production by an extra 33%. Yeah, if we're going to use these, we may as well make the most out of them. Let's get that up and running. In fact, once we do this and then the final bellows, we can then even pick up efficient gathering if for some reason we need that 4,000 stockpile of coal. That could also be rather nice. Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be it. Either that or go for some heating, but again, at the moment we just don't need it. No, I think we're definitely sticking with the coal generation just to be on the safe side. Let's go ahead and build one of those since that's kind of important. Let's go ahead and we do have an agitator back there, which is technically in range. Could also go ahead and do that, or we could pop this back there, because again, I don't think we're going to be increasing our housing anytime soon, so maybe we do make the most of what's back here. You know what? We'll let the end of day happen, we'll deconstruct some other buildings, and then we'll sort the rest out. We are doing very well on steel, so we have an absolute silly amount. Let's go ahead and make some... Where are they? Some more resource depots. We're going to have an overabundance. I don't want that to slow us. So let's go ahead and make sure that we can put these resources somewhere. I think what we'll do is let's pop them into this little section here. One of them should be fine. Do we do a second? Maybe we move it further back on both fronts? Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Let's put that as far back as possible. Just try and buy as much space just in case we want to put in another building, like another ventilation plant. That should be fairly good. Realistically, I think what we should have done is put all of these as far back as possible around that ring and give a little bit of space, because it looks like we could fit maybe an extra building in, or maybe even an extra 2 buildings if we had to put them on the outside of the circumference of that main circle there. Yeah, that could have been rather nice. And then I guess where else could we put another storage depot? All the way out here? Maybe, you know what, let's pop it back here. That seems reasonable to me. Yeah, we'll put that there. Okay, so they have those jobs that they can do overnight. We'll set them to steel and maybe some raw food, whatever have you. Timber potentially could be an issue. We may even swap one over to coal, depending on how much we produce. We have lots of options. Alright, let's go ahead and dismantle that steam sawmill. That'll give us back some wood and some steel. We have the cookhouse being constructed. That is fine. Let's see. Anything else we can deconstruct? Nothing of note. Okay, so let's go ahead and... yeah, we'll let those buildings be demolished, and then we'll go ahead and figure out where we want to go from there. Yeah, that'll be good. Oh, and it does look like the boat right at the end of workday does drop off a little bit of timber. Okay, well that's not bad. Okay, cool. So they'll be able to start work first thing in the morning, unlike today. Alright, and I think we'll also go ahead and let's get rid of the old medical post. Yeah, we can always build another one if necessary. I think we'll also go ahead and destroy the other one as well. And then let's also pick up another 2 spots for those workshops. I'm thinking maybe, yeah, we go ahead and we make most of... yeah, we'll do a couple of seaside research spots. That seems rather, yeah, rather picturesque. Let's go ahead and get that done. We'll build a little bit of a road. That's nothing too annoying. Oh, we should be able to tie that in. Fantastic. We'll mark these 2 for destruction so we can put in the workers square. Yeah, this will easily get finished before the end of before the next workday, so I'm happy with this. We could also go, no, just in case, let's just pause construction on that one, and I think that will be sufficient. Let's build up that next square down over here. That's going to be good. Make sure that all of the dock workers are within range. Do we have an agitator? Yes, we do. Okay, good. We've got that as well. I don't think that there's really much more we can do for increasing our efficiency here at this stage. Oh, and after another day of work, it looks like we're 6 days ahead of schedule. Well, that's just cheery. That's really what we want to see. Yeah, we've done a really good job so far, I think. Definitely able to avert a few crises before they got worse. Okay, you're still being dealt with. You're still being constructed. Let's send our engineers back to the workshop. You're the cookhouse. You're the other workshop. Let's get you up and running as well. Everything's within range of the council square. That's what we want to see. And then... let's see. Cookhouse is being built. What else did we need? Oh, that's right. The infirmary. Let's build a second one of those. Let's go ahead and we'll put this... Oh, actually, you know what? We had more room than I thought. Oh, that's right. Council Square. That's what we wanted to put in there first before I forget. Yes, Council Square. These are going to help maintain our motivation. So let's put that in. Oh, really? Doesn't fit? That's kind of annoying. And more than just a little. Ah, that's quite irritating. Alright, well then I guess we'll just go ahead and build our infirmary there. Yeah, those stockpiles can't get moved, so there's no way we can negotiate things at all, even though we'd have a little bit of room into this next section. Yeah, that is just unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. Alright, well, either way. Let's build that infirmary. That's still got to get built. I guess we didn't have to move both of those workshops, but oh well, it is what it is. That'll get finished fairly soon. Yep, discontent is going down. The public house is working quite well. Excellent. And then... what else have we got? Any more signs of strike? Nope, that's all sorted. Let's go ahead and set this to steel. Let's set this one to timber. And then I think this last one will go to coal. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's make sure that that infirmary... Actually, no, never mind. We don't need to man that as we speak, just because we don't have anyone who is ill. Yeah. We just have that for in case something terrible happens. Send a couple of workers there to make sure that we burn through all of this raw food, because we are producing a silly amount. We still want a couple of days, about 6 days worth of rations. So I think we'll work until it says we've got 6 days worth. And then from there we'll move over to the heartier meals, just to try and preserve what happiness we can. Because I'm sure by the time we get to there, things will not be as appealing. Alright, anything else we need to do? That's all done. This is all sorted. Oh, that's right. We were going to build a charcoal kiln. That's also on the list of things to do. Let's go ahead and build one of those. Resources. No? Wait a second. Did I just miss it? Yes, it is. Right in the center of my screen. I really should have seen that. Let's go ahead and we'll pop that. Where do we want to place you? You know, we've got a couple of decent spots. Let's put one back over here. That's within range of both of those. And then... I guess we could put that side by side. Although, hang on a second. We want the workplace square if we can. Yeah, and we'll put a second one there just in case. Yeah, we'll definitely get that built before the beginning of shift tomorrow. Again, we're not going to be using them. Not until we have those nice upgrades, but we will be well and truly sorted for that. So you know what? I think that's a pretty good time to call things for today. We've made some solid progress. We're setting up well for what is to come, and I think we're going to be all right. So if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning into the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.